Mabuhay and good day to everybody. This is Ronald Bugarin reporting for Module 9, Part 6 on Section C, which is on the principles of radio transmission. So my previous classmates have already discussed some of the equipments that are being utilized for radio transmission. In my discussion today, our objective is to be able to understand the science behind the radio transmission, how it is being done, and some of the components that are needed to be able to achieve a very clear radio transmission, especially when we're doing it live over the radio stations. So first things first, let's first have a glimpse on the science behind radio transmission. And this involves what we call radio waves. So what are radio waves? So radio waves are electromagnetic energy that is disseminated at the speed of light. So meaning it can be it can be it can be transmitted to a very large or wide range, as well as be able to cover a big portion of a location, a certain location. It travels like a water, so meaning it travels like in a wave or in space in huge distance, which is known as either an amplitude or frequency. And usually, since it's electric and magnetic in nature, it vibrates together in order to produce the radio waves. So there are actually three components or processes that are needed to be able to have a successful radio transmission. First is the transmission of the radio waves. Second is the receipt of that transmitted radio waves through a receiving antenna. And third is, of course, once it is received by the antenna, how it is being processed and be able to be heard over the radio system of the viewer or the listeners of the radio station. So first process is of course the transmitters. So the transmitters are the ones that produce or to produce the carrier or radio waves in order for it to be transmitted across space or atmosphere. So there are a lot of processes or should we say equipments that are needed in order for us to be able to transmit the carrier waves through space. First, of course, is the equipments that was discussed by my classmates previously, which is the microphones or CD players. So these are the ones that convert sounds into electrical waves. So these are actually like whenever there is a newscast being done over the radio station, or they are playing the greatest hits of music at a certain period. So basically, these are the ones that produce the sounds in order for it to be converted to electrical waves. So once these sound waves have been converted to electrical waves, it passes through an audio amplifier, since the signal might be weak and might not be able to be transmitted easily through space. So what the audio amplifier does is to strengthen the audio signal for it to have adequate transmission range. So meaning it can be transmitted at a wider location, for so that the amplifier strengthens this sound waves. Next, of course, definitely once it is strengthened, it has to go through what we call also an oscillator, where it produces high frequency of carrier waves so that it can be easily transmitted. So in order for us to be able to have a wide range of transmission of these carrier waves, there is what we call kilowatt power that is needed in order for it to be transmitted at a wider range. So after the oscillator, of course, the sound wave has to go through also what we call a modulator, wherein the carrier wave is incorporated in the audio signal. So meaning it allows the transmission of the audio signal also at a large range. So there are a lot of processes needed in order for the sound coming from the radio studio to be able to get a wide range of the audience. I'll be discussing, of course, some of the types of modulators which are needed in order for the audio signal to be transmitted at a large range. It can either be through an amplitude modulation, where it is shown in on screen the type of waves that it is produced, wherein it modulates the amplitude or intensity of the signal. There is also what we call the frequency modulation, again, there is that the waves of the frequency module, which modulates the frequency in line with the modulating signal. And of course, the last is the phase modulation, which varies the phase in line with modulating signal. So there are different ways on how the modulator can work in order for it to be able to transmit the audio waves. So now, once the modulator has already transmitted the audio waves, definitely it would have to pass through what we call antennas via the transmission signals. So these are the antennas are the ones that will be transmitting in all directions of the atmosphere the audio signal so that it can be received by a large range of audience. So after the antenna has transmitted the audio signal, there is also the receiving antenna from that is located or that is mounted in a radio setup. So the receiving antenna obviously receives the electronic waves from the radio transmitter, and these waves are generated through a small electrical current. So this is how now it the signal is being heard in the radio of a listener. So since this is an electrical current, it has to go through again the process that was on how it was transmitted, but in reverse. Now the electrical current has to go through the signals amplifier, or known as radio frequency amplifier, to increase the power level of the electrical current. This is to ensure that the sound that was transmitted is clear and is free of any static. And then after it goes through the amplifier, it goes through the demodulator in order to extract the original signal from the modulated carrier. This is also tailor-fit uh, based on the specific modulation that was used. If either it used an amplitude modulator, or a frequency modulator, or a phase modulator. And then eventually, once the demodulator has processed the original signal, then it is converted to the original signal in the radio setup of the listener. So now the listener can now hear whatever music or news that was transmitted over the radio station that is broadcasting um, the sound waves. So basically, this is how the radio transmission that goes through whenever there is a broadcast or there is a news that is being disseminated. So I'd like to hear your thoughts, especially on the current state of our radio industry. So do you think are the challenges that they are facing right now when it comes to doing radio broadcasts? And at the same time, I'd like to hear, since there is already the advent of what we call digital or online radio, wherein you can now see, not only hear but see the actual radio broadcaster over the internet, is there still a need to maintain the conventional or current radio transmission setup? And when is it good to use the current or conventional radio setup over the usage of what we call digital or online radio? So these are some of the references that I have taken in order to have this discussion. And also, I've also used the artificial intelligence only for the purpose of getting the references that is needed for this discussion. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on the discussion forum, and thank you very much for listening, and hope to see you on the next reporting module.